This man has risen to the challenge, a challenge not for the faint-hearted. He has shown compassion for his people and has never wavered in the face of adversity. His dominion stretches across a continent so vast and filled with natural and organic matter that every human falls at the mercy of its luster. The man's spirit overwhelms those who come close to it. They admire it. They hold it in the highest regard. Despite all those who cast a shadow of doubt on the man's source of inspiration, he navigates through all and any iniquity to now become Africa's shining light. This is the rise of WODE MAYA. WODE MAYA is an African-based entrepreneur who has defied the laws of unity, or what may seem to be the laws. Many before have attempted what he has managed to accomplish, though nobody has come close to the level of implementation and excellence he has outlined in his work. Our research has shown that WODE MAYA is no regular African entrepreneur. He is an entrepreneur's entrepreneur, someone who possesses extreme intelligence and has gathered an education that many around the world, not just Africa, can appreciate and acknowledge. We wanted to highlight this man's ambition and break down the work, dedication, and commitment required to deliver what he continues to do for his people around the world, day after day, week after week. It would be too obvious for us to do what others have done with regard to trying to explain this man's brilliance by giving you the backstory of WODE MAYA. However, we wanted to focus on the now, because the now is what is more important than where he has come from and what he did in his private life prior to the success you see today. It would also be valuable learning for you viewing this special now to dive deep into his back catalog of 1,000 plus videos and stories of other Africans. Only then could you truly appreciate the foundations that have been laid. The rise of WODE MAYA was not by chance, happenstance, or even luck. This was based on pure desire to change a narrative so strong it plagued the people for decades, and at times seemed like a curse that would never be lifted. Despite all of that, this man made a decision a long time ago that he would go against the grain. He would gravitate to an alternative pathway of the unknown. He knew he would have to engineer something so powerful and so bold that people viewing would have no choice but to adjust the focus to see and turn up the volume to hear the important message of Africa to the world. It's entirely crucial to draw attention to the fact he wanted to narrate his own message from an African perspective, which for many years had been frowned upon, shunned, disrespected, disregarded, and taken advantage of. One can only fathom the amount of sleepless nights he may have faced in fear of backlash, of something he said, showed, or reacted to that might potentially compromise the mission. Regardless, his fearless spirit has overcome, and now you see a man who stands tall in his vision and ensures his audience will be attentive to his message and adopt it as their own. They say love is a powerful thing. Well, they would be right in saying so. To go further, love for your own people, especially from the continent of Africa, has before been considered taboo and not embraced totally. Now, this is changing at warp speed, all due to the likes of WODE MAYA's work. They also say that you will never work a day in your life if you do what it is you love. Evidence shows it would be impossible for WODE MAYA to fall out of love with Africa, and that is very powerful. At this pivotal moment we face in the world, It is vital the stories of Africans continue to be discovered and highlighted. These stories are not only capsules of creativity, but they showcase the level of ingenuity, integrity, persistence that is hardwired into the DNA of all Africans. They are stories that must be heard by the world, and in this time it would be nothing but a fallacy for you to believe that a man's pure love for his people and people of his origins, no matter their placement in the world, does not derive from a deep-rooted desire to enact a seismic shift in the atmospheric landscape, enabling a people to rise from ashes like the phoenix and soar through the African skies like an eagle. You have seen stories that melt your heart, inspire the next generation, and connect minds with culture. You have seen joy, pain, excitement, and pride always on display, with the sentiment that the mission is still at the forefront of all endeavors. The smiles on the faces of many Africans now warm to the beaten drum in anticipation for what is to come next. Now, many around the world know and deeply understand what is possible and what is waiting for them on the continent. Many have galloped to the calling card of "Come back home to Africa." Come and build Africa. Come and rejuvenate Africa. Come and exalt Africa. If there were ever a time one should review one's life choices, WODE MAYA has given you ample notification and guidance that whatever it is that you believe may be difficult or impossible is possible. This newfound faith and motivation is partly due to the impact WODE MAYA has made and the impression he has left on the minds of many throughout the continent of Africa and the diaspora. Only now Africans can see the possibilities that await them, and they are confident it is possible. It is only right to acknowledge the man who put aside personal ambitions and academic potential to dedicate every second of his day to uplifting his people in the highest order. And for that, we applaud and we thank him. This is the rise of WODE MAYA.